When my brother confessed his darkest secrets, he didn't realize that I was recording everything. My boyfriend's a cop, and he's been schooling me on the art of deception. For my birthday today, he gave me a professional police wire so I could finally expose the wicked truth about who my brother really is and what he's done to me. My cop boyfriend was across the street sitting with my entire family, listening to every word. My brother came over after dinner and locked the door behind him. He had everyone believing that he was an angel. He used to love playing a cat and mouse game where I would run and hide, and if he found me, he would use his belt and whip me across my back. He usually did it on every birthday and would whip me however old I was turning. On my 21st birthday, I needed to go to the hospital to get stitches because 21 whips was brutal. My brother stared at me and said, "I want this birthday to be extra special, sis." I responded, "I have an idea. Why don't we take a stroll down memory lane and play secrets and questions?" He had such a creepy side to him and he said, "Sure." I asked, "Were you the one that set up Dad to fall off the roof when he was painting and he broke both of his ankles?" He laughed when he remembered that and said, "Hell yeah, and I'd do it again." The bastard deserved everything he got. Next question, I asked, "Was it you that poured boiling water on Mom while she was sunbathing, giving her third-degree burns?" He turned dark and said, "That was complicated, but the simple answer is yes. She forced me to do it." I responded, "Now let's make this personal. When I was a little girl, did you sneak into my room at night and smother me over and over again, seeing how far you could take it before I stopped breathing for good?" He nodded and said, "Yeah, I used to like seeing if I could get you to piss yourself." I knew that was him. I just wanted to hear him admit it. Then I asked, "Was it you that framed me for cheating in college before they kicked me out?" That one made him hesitate, since he knew how awful that was for me. He said, "That was a hard time in my life and I don't love what I did there, but I can't deny it." I played along and said, "I gotta hand it to you. Getting me kicked out of school with all that fake evidence was brilliant." He enjoyed the compliment and said, "Yeah, that took a lot of work to set up." He seemed to enjoy this in his own sick way and said, "You know, sis, you're the only one that will ever know any of this, and I have to confess, it's kind of nice to be able to be honest for once. What else do you want to know?" I asked. "When I ended up in the hospital last summer and they found traces of cyanide in my system, how did that happen?" He got a sad look in his eyes and said, "That's a really tough one for me because I was in a very dark place. I had just lost another job and my girlfriend had dumped me. I was having so many troubled thoughts." I responded, "So, you decided to take it all out on me as usual, right?" He said, "Yeah, I did. But if it makes you feel any better, I was really scared that I had gone too far that time." I said, "How have you managed to lie and manipulate your way around our family for so long?" He smiled again and said, "They're easy to fool. Not one of them has very much wit or intelligence. All I need to do is throw them a few compliments and they're putty in my hands. I mean, you see how stupid Mom and Dad are." I was starting to enjoy this and was getting way more than I bargained for. I said, "Final question. How many times have you attempted to end my life? The absolute truth." He thought about it for a few seconds as if he was counting in his warped mind. He finally said, 7. I walked over to the front door, opened it, just enough so I could sneak out if I needed to. I looked him directly in the eye and said, "Revenge is best served cold and quietly." I showed him the wire under my shirt and said, "Our family members and the police have just heard everything you've said. From here on out, your life will never be the same and you will never harm me again. You sick, twisted bitch." He stared ahead, trembling and contorting with murderous rage. His soul was crumbling before me. Then right behind me, my cop boyfriend and my parents stepped in and glared at him. He broke. He got sentenced to 5 years in prison with no possibility of parole.